Hello and welcome to Mechwarrior Online, my channel specifically. I don't know if you're aware of this, but there's a beach party going on and they're giving out free mechs. All you have to do is play to win, and they're giving away hero mechs. They're giving away a light, a medium, a heavy, and an assault. And I just got my assault, and this is the one I picked. I went with the Stone Rhino K, as in KOLOSIS. What a beast. I already have a Stone Rhino 3, and I saw this and I was like, oh, I absolutely have to get this because there are so many builds I can do with this. This has everything. It has missiles, it has lasers, it has ballistics, it has the ability to do so many things on the battlefield, and I've seen some of these just absolutely laying waste on the battlefield. So I had to have it. And what do you get with this guy here? Well, the original paint scheme is actually pretty neat looking, and I'll show you that. But I didn't think it really jived with my play style as far as the way I like to build. And I wanted it to be something for me. So let's go to Hero. It might have been easier just to simply go to Stone Rhino. And the Stone Rhino offers two options for assaults. They offer this crazy looking thing, and I really do love this look. I really, really do, but I'm just not a ballistics kind of guy, and I already know from experience that I'm not going to do very well driving a ballistics build. And this guy here has the option of 8 ballistics and 1 AMS, and it comes with an XL engine, of course. In this particular build, there's 8 Ultra AC2s. Now, I already know from experience on other builds that I'm not going to benefit from this chassis very well. Because I just don't simply do ballistics very well. I don't have very good aim. And I'm more attuned to driving LRM boats. And over the last year and a half, I've really built myself into knowing how to ride the heat wave and knowing how to position my mech in the battlefield, the battle space, with ATMs, SRMs, and LRMs, and also the Thunderbolts. But on this build, I decided to go with this guy. This guy comes pretty equipped. This paint job isn't bad, but for a hero mech, I was kind of disappointed. I was just, well, this is just really kind of basic looking in comparison to this crazy looking monstrosity. This thing is nuts. So when it came to doing the Stone Rhino choice between the different assault mechs you can pick in the hero selection, I went with this guy. Now this guy comes equipped originally with jump jets, with 6 SRM6s, what is it here, 5 ER medium lasers, and 2 LBX-10s, along with mask. The firepower on this build is 122, but sadly the heat management is terrible. 0.96 on a clan mech is absolutely horrible looking. In other words, you're going to start firing weapons and you're going to overheat really, really, really fast. So, and also look at the armor. 10 in the rear, that is just too much. That is for somebody who doesn't have very good situational awareness. And they're probably still getting killed in the rear because of that. Not to mention all the jump jets. I'm not a big fan of jump jets, especially on assault mechs. If it's on a medium mech or a light mech, it makes total sense. Even on a couple of heavy mechs, it really works really well. But on an assault mech, you're not going to do a lot of pop-tarting, even with 4 of these, and these weigh 2 tons apiece. So instead, I went with a build like this. I've got a couple of different builds I've come up with, and this is one of them. And this one, yeah, I know nobody likes assault mechs with LRMs, but trust me, this works. I've done this build on my Rancor, and it dishes out, you know, lots and lots of damage. Also, if you notice, I've got full armor all the way around. I've got 165 armor just in the front alone. That's getting into the territory of what a Orion VA does as far as armor. Also, I've got 4 LRM-20s with Artemis. Now, what's the big deal about Artemis? Artemis basically gives you a tighter package and more accurate hits. So not only are you getting all your missiles downrange, but you're getting more of your missiles on target. When you fire your LRM-20 standard, there's no guarantee that all 20 of them are going to hit the target. Some of them are going to miss, even on a perfect lock. So with Artemis, you get a better, tighter spread, and you can do a lot more damage that way. I would put 4 LRM-15s against 4 LRM-20s any day of the week and twice on Sundays. So for defensive, I went with 4 medium pulse lasers. No ballistics, even though this has an option for ballistics out on the arms. I find for me, ballistics are kind of a distraction on a build. And yes, I know I have 2 additional missile points here, but I opted instead to go with ammo. So I went with 7 tons of ammo, which is light for an LRM-20s. But I'm going to be chain firing these, and I'm going to be using these medium pulse lasers in addition to do additional damage on the battle. But look at my heat management. Heat management is 1.28. And the firepower is still 106, and my speed has gone way up from the 52 to 56.7. This is unskilled. I've got skills into the armor, but that's about it. I don't have any speed tweaks or anything added to it. I just simply went with the biggest motor I could find, because I know this thing is slow, and my Stone Rhino 3 really benefits from having the big motor on board. So what else is going on here? So I've got 8 double heat sinks on board. This is giving me really good power. Armor is set at standard. Yes, I know theoretically the ferrous gives you better armor protection, but one of my friends debunked that about a year ago and wasn't able to get a significant reading that shows that going up to the ferrous gives you a benefit. Instead, go with Indosteel typically, and that gives you a little bit better of a bump. And now just to show you, if you go to standard and then you go to ferrous, sure, you can get more armor maybe, or more weapon down range. Or about the same actually, but I still don't have any more structure places that I can add anything. So there's really no benefit to going either way. I've managed to add one extra consumable item, and I keep forgetting to put it on there, and there, I did it. Now I feel good about that. And let me show you what I've done so far with skills. When I got this mech, it also came with an additional 25 skill points. So I threw one of them into adding an additional consumable. And then I maxed out the armor hardening and skeletal density, and of course then I maxed out the missile features. So I'm getting, with my 7 tons, I'm getting additional weapon or missiles downrange. So let's take a look at this. So normally you get 240, but I'm also getting 36 on top of that. So that's not a bad deal. That really works out for me. I didn't want to put any armor or any weapon ammo out on the arms, but I kind of ran out of places, and I did want the advanced sensor package on board because this is great for targeting. It's also great for your zoom ranges, and that means I don't have to use a skill point to get additional zoom, because going from level 2 to advanced zoom, you only gain 60%. And at zoom level 2 boost, that is enough to make the difference. Sensor range boost plus 10%. Targeting gain time boost by 42.5. That's almost 50% improvement. So 42% improvement is definitely going to work for me really well. Getting that target data is going to really help, along with being able to get more damage and also be able to help my team let them know what's going on. So how am I firing this? Basically, I'm going buttons 1 and 2 on the mouse for left and right on the lasers, and I'm probably going to chain fire these, and I'm definitely going to chain fire the 4 LRM-20s. I could fire them all together because I do have enough heat management for one volley, but it's not going to be very practical to do it all the time. So, oh, by the way, the paint scheme I went with this, let me show you. I went with the Franken. I really love this paint scheme. I think it's really dope. There are some other ones that look really good on this guy here. This one's not bad. I have this on my other Stone Rhino. I really kind of dig that too. This is not terrible. It's not terrible at all, and you can really make this look really cool. But I will show you one that I thought was cool. And this one I have on one of my mechs. I have this specifically on my Sunspider A. Not a fan. I don't even have the Smoke Jaguar on my Jaguar. This is kind of interesting. And this could be played out really nicely, I think. Especially because it gets the gold on the arms and stuff. That really stands out. And I don't think I have any bolt-ons available for this. Nope. And I didn't add any decals whatsoever to it. It has the the option that you could do some really cool decals. This was also a consideration, but I typically only run this paint pattern on my inner sphere mechs. That's kind of neat. That's actually, I have that on one of my Shadow Cats. I'm a big fan of that one. This is just chaos and writing. It also kind of looks a little bit like the Van Halen guitar, Eddie's guitar. This is just really boring. You know, you're going to spend a lot of money for that. 150 for this? Really? So I don't know. When I first got my Stone Rhino 3, I actually had this paint scheme on here. It wasn't bad. I just didn't like it. That's very not bad, too. Anyway. I hope this was useful information, and if you're considering getting an assault mech that's a Stone Rhino, this is a great option, and so is the ballistic build if you're a ballistics kind of guy. But realize it's going to be a really, really, really hot mech, so be careful.